Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great day today. It has been 2 weeks since I've uploaded, but we are here today back again with another video. My last video, if you missed it, was on how we deliver our content creation system and what steps we go through in order to ensure that all of our clients can receive clients on the back end of their content. Today, what we are going to be looking at is the actual content workflow. So if you were to do it by yourself, and the pain points that you would experience throughout this process. So without any further ado, I'm gonna get straight into this. So the content workflow breakdown is a content idea, a script, recording, editing, a thumbnail, and posting, right? And each of these are very broad categories, and a lot of work goes into each one. So for example, a content idea, people do it multiple different ways. There's content concepts, there's pillars. In our scenario specifically, we like to keep the content pillars very adaptive. So if we see something in the market that has changed, we can easily change what we're delivering to the audience. That's what I recommend for a lot of people, but a lot of people like to develop concrete pillars, and then once they get good at those pillars, they move to something else. There's a lot of ways to do this, but from here, a lot of people use a script. Some people are gifted, they don't need a script, they can just speak. That's really, really good. Then you obviously record. Recording is one of the easier parts, I would say. And then you have to edit. This is where it comes to a halt for a lot of content creators. Editing is extremely difficult, especially when you have no experience with editing in the first place. And there are multiple ways to edit. There are multiple easier ways to edit now, and two ways to edit either are on your computer or on your phone. On your phone, there's a really good app called CapCut. I'm gonna put that link in the description for anyone who is looking for an editing tool that is very easy to use on your iPhone or your Android. I'm not too sure about Android, but I know iPhone for sure. Then there's a thumbnail. And then there's obviously posting the content. Thumbnail would be specific to podcasts and YouTube, which I recommend that every creator does in order to actually develop that long-term relationship with their audience and that trust and that social proof that I'm always talking about. But posting is very underrated. People do not understand how difficult posting is sometimes, and especially how time-consuming it is depending on how many platforms that you post to, right? And I'm gonna get into the pain points right now. So first, pain point, time consuming. The whole thing's time consuming, but what is the most time consuming is posting, especially when you have multiple platforms like I just said. So Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, you have to post on all of these at a specific time in order to engage the algorithm, engage your audience, find out when your audiences are engaging with the platform at the peak times. There's a lot of research and work that goes into that, but I know that is an extreme pain point for a lot of the people that I've spoken to, especially creators. And then you have issues with editing, content ideas. There are a couple frameworks. I will drop a content framework in the description for you guys to take a look at. There's a way you could go through 5 steps. So you start with 5 macro ideas, and then you develop subtopics, and then of those subtopics you develop 5 more subtopics for each subtopic. This is a bit confusing, but from there you just keep going down. Like, you keep going down the ladder, and at the end of the day you should have around 350 ideas. And that's a lot of ideas. That's depending on how much content you make. If you make 1 video per day, that's almost a whole year of content that you have, right? So I'll drop that in the description for you guys so you guys can take a look. So the number one pain point of the whole content workflow is time consumption. So we all know this is a time consuming process, all the way from creating an idea to posting a video, right? So the most time consuming parts, let's break it down here. So content ideas, they're pretty easy. Once it comes into your head, you just put it down on paper and you're ready to go. Recording is also a time consuming piece, but unfortunately we cannot get around it. You have to record the video, you have to show your face, right? Editing is where the real issues start. A lot of people, first and foremost, don't know how to edit. A lot of people don't have the equipment to edit. They don't have the money to edit. Unfortunately, nowadays, there's a lot of factors that can keep you from recording a video and posting a video. A lot of people just say, you know what, let me just do this one time and just one take the whole video and post it right away, which makes the process a lot faster, but it robs you of that polished result. So basically, editing is that time-consuming piece that not a lot of people can get around, and I can also piece editing with thumbnail creation, on any platform, really, on Instagram, whether that be on any of the social medias or whether that be on YouTube. Consistency is by far the biggest pain point that anyone runs into while they are on their content journey, 100%. So how do I be consistent? That's the question you ask yourself now. How do I be consistent? And there are ways to avoid all of these pain points, and I'm about to go into it right now. So how to be consistent? A backlog. And what is a backlog? A fancy word, I don't know the terminology. A backlog is just creating a whole bunch of videos that you could store in a vault. So when you run into an emergency or when you're supposed to record a video and for some reason you can't, you have something to post, right? And you could keep that consistency going. Life goes on and you can't stop or you can't prevent those events that happen in your life where you can't get around them, right? So that's what that backlog is for, to keep you safe. That's the safety net. So as soon as you create that, you have already boosted your chance of consistency by at least like 20 to 30%. On top of that, using efficiency to get your videos done. So a lot of people don't realize that you can repurpose a lot of your videos. So you could create one long form video and chop it up into a whole bunch of short form and then push those to all the other platforms, right? That is being efficient. You don't have to create a long form and then create a short form and then another short form and then another and another. You know where I'm going with this, right? There are times where you do have to create short form content where you are trying to specifically target a certain target in your audience, where you're specifically talking to or delivering a message to someone. That's when you have to create short form content. But if that's not the case, then you could create long form and edit it down. One of the ways to get rid of any of these pain points is hiring a VA, right? There's a lot of work in this process that you can actually delegate or automate, right? So if you have a VA, you could get them to create your content ideas, you could get them to create your script, you could get them to create your thumbnail, you could get them to post, you could get them to edit, except for record. There's a lot of stuff that you could do with a VA. The fourth is focusing on one platform. So everyone's like, hey, so I know I just said focus on multiple platforms and get your videos across multiple platforms. But in order to actually get a hang of this process, you might just want to start on one platform, right? YouTube. That's probably the best place to start, in my personal opinion. Start on YouTube, right? You get comfortable with talking into a camera. Right now, I am talking into 3 lenses. I'm using my iPhone. I don't know who's watching this video. I see no emotion going on right here, but I have developed the ability to talk into a camera and not feel a way about it. So that's the fourth way to avoid these pain points, is focusing on one platform, because it allows you just to kind of focus yourself a little bit and hone your skill on just speaking. And from there, you'll be able to do it at scale. Right? You'll be able to use the strategies such as efficient editing, backlogs, and VAs to scale that to other platforms. But this is the video of the content workflow, its pain points, and how to solve these pain points. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys can take this and use this as value. Have a great day.